Good day, we are Group 5 and we will present about Lesson 5, the Service Escape and Blueprinting. First, what is service marketing? Service marketing is involved in designing, delivering, and doing post-delivery analysis of services for optimizing reach, measuring customer satisfaction, and standing out from identical services offered by other market players. Service marketing strategies anticipate the needs of target audiences and try to meet the requirements for ensuring optimum value for the users and purchasers.
Service blueprinting. Service blueprints visualize organizational processes in order to optimize how a business delivers a user experience. A service blueprint corresponds to a specific customer journey and the specific user goals associated to that journey. This journey can vary in scope. Thus, for the same service, you may have multiple blueprints if there are several different scenarios that it can accommodate. For example, with a restaurant business, you may have separate service blueprints for the task of ordering food for takeout versus dining in. Service blueprints should always align to a business goal, reducing redundancies, improving the employee's experience, or converging solved processes.
Service mapping or blueprints. Service blueprints are the primary tool for service design, but practitioners often misunderstand how they relate to journey mapping, who should be involved in the process, and how to sell their value to organization. Service blueprints map out the relationship between various service components like people, processes and props, and customer touchpoints. In this article, we answer the most frequently asked questions we receive about the service blueprint in our full daily course, Service Blueprinting.
Service blueprint components. First, customer action. This includes all the steps a customer takes during the service delivery process. In a service blueprint, customer actions are usually depicted in sequence from start to finish. Next, on-stage contact employee action. On-stage contact employee actions are the face-to-face contact with the customer during the service delivery. Next, backstage contact employee action. Actions here are separated from on-stage service delivery by the line of visibility. Everything above the line of visibility is seen by the customer while everything below it is invisible. Last, support processes. The fourth components of the service blueprint is the support processes that customer contact employees rely on to effectively interact with the customers.
Building a blueprint. Once you have determined the underlying purpose for creating the service blueprint, you can identify which process to start with. Next, different customer segments may have different needs and requirements, therefore your service may change from segment to segment. Third, start with mapping the service process from the point of view of the contact employee, both front stage and backstage. You can question operations employees to gather the relevant information. Afterwards, map the support process of the employees rely on the carry-out actions you identified above the line of interaction, and finally, add the physical evidence to the map. This highlights what the customer sees or receives as tangible evidence of the service during each step of their experience.
Hotel service blueprint. Physical evidence are what the customers come in and contact with, while the customer's actions are what the customers do during the service experience. On-stage contact are what the customers see and who they interact with. Backstage contact. These are the employees or actions that customers then see that make service possible. Support process is the additional activities that could provide additional services to customers.
There are three applications of service blueprints: the new service development, supporting a zero defects culture, and service recovery strategies. For new service development, there are two types. The first one is concept development. It is a process of developing ideas to solve specified design problems. It helps you evaluate your customers' actions to your product or service before your product launch. Second, market testing. It is an important component of the product and service development process to see how well a product or service will perform. That helps us collect and understand customers' feedback. For supporting a zero defects culture, managing reliability plays a very crucial part in any functioning production. It supports the asset reliability, optimization, criticality, and condition of the assets by using the most appropriate tools and techniques for supporting the development and revision of maintenance plans. Next is identifying empowerment issue. Service blueprinting displays the service that includes the end-to-end process of employees and customers. To gain zero defects, we must identify where and how the deviations start to pinpoint and give solutions. In service recovery strategies, there are three types. The first one is identifying service problems. It allows the business to identify gaps and helps you solve customer service complaints because you want your customers to be happy and satisfied. Second, conducting root cause analysis. It helps you find the fundamental errors in the development process, enabling teams to enact the right measures to fix the problems and stop them from recurring ahead. Lastly, modifying process effective practices. It is support business process improve can help remove inefficiencies and ultimately improve the productivity of team members.
Blueprints can be used by first, service marketers. It provides a service to their customers used to increase brand awareness and sales. Second, human resources. It is the division of a business that is charged with finding, screening, recruiting, and training job applicants, as well as administering employee benefit program. Third, operations management. It is the administration of business practices to create the highest level of efficiency possible within our organization. Last, system technology. It is a software development company that services the financial industry and business.
Benefits of blueprinting. Blueprinting gives an organization a comprehensive understanding of its service and the underlying resources and processes, seen and unseen to the user that make it possible. Blueprints are treasure maps that help businesses discover weaknesses. Poor user experiences are often due to an internal organizational shortcoming, while we can quickly understand what may be wrong in a user interface like bad design. Determining the root cause of a systemic issue such as corrupted data or long wait times is much more difficult. It exposes the big picture and offers a map of dependencies, thus allowing a business to discover a weak link at its roots. And it is most useful when coordinating complex services because it bridges cross-department efforts. In this same way, blueprints help identify opportunities for optimization. The visualization of relationship in blueprints uncovers potential improvements and ways to eliminate redundancy.
What is physical evidence? Physical evidence refers to any item that comes from a non-living origin. The most important kinds of physical evidence are fingerprints, tar marks, footprints, fiber paint, and building materials. So what is Servicescape? Servicescape is defined as the physical environment where a service can take place. It helps to analyze and identify the impact of a good environment of the service-based industry. Servicescape deals in a setting where a service is consumed or delivered, and the place where both the company and the customer interactions with each other. It has a powerful impact on the assessment, perception, and response of the customer.
Elements of physical evidence. This comes at the top of the diagram and represents the physical evidence of the service. They are typically listed above each point of contact. This includes tangible elements associated with each step that has the potential to influence customer perceptions of the service encounter.
Service blueprinting shows how a process is provided. For example, in insurance, there is no physical evidence available because there are different kinds of insurances, meaning there are different ways and approaches how it can be fulfilled. But there are several tangible evidences that can prove that a certain person is having an investment, such as policy, billing statement, periodic update, company brochure, and so on. Next example is hospital. There are numerous hospitals around the Philippines, but all hospitals provide the same facilities and services, namely building exterior, parking, waiting areas, medical equipment, recovery room, and so on.
For the airline, physical evidence include airline interior, check-in kiosk, security screening area, while in the tangibles, the best example is the tickets. In the sporting event, the parking, entrance, restroom, and others are example of physical evidence. The tickets and uniforms are also tangible.
Type of Servicescape. Servicescape usage are self-service, usually only involves the customer. Interpersonal services usually involves both the customer and the employee. And last is remote service, usually only involves the employee. And each of these service usage situations can have varying degrees of complexity based on the shown table. Complexity of the Servicescape. First is Lean Servicescape. Designing this type of environment is straightforward and includes fewer interactions, elements, and spaces between employees and customers. Some important examples are fast food outlets, vending machine, and kiosk. Number 2 is Elaborate Servicescape. Designing this type of servicescape requires teams that are skilled in their work and are fully aware of the corporate vision and desired outcome. The elaborate servicescape includes multiple spaces, elements, and interaction between employees and customers. Some important examples include restaurants, gym, swimming pool, bars, ocean liners, and international hotels.
Role of Servicescape. The Servicescape can play various roles. First is package. The Servicescape helps to convey the internal image through its outward appearance. Next is facilitator. Servicescape acts as a facilitator to help people in their surroundings. Next is socializer. The Servicescape design acts as perfect socializer between both customer and employees. Last is differentiator. Servicescape acts as a differentiator by separating design of a company from its competitor. It helps to recomposition a company and attract new segments.
Guidelines for Physical Evidence Strategy. A multifunction team approach to physical evidence strategy is often necessary, particularly for making decisions about Servicescape. It has been said that facility planning and management is a problem-solving activity that lies on the boundaries between architecture, interior space planning, and product design, organizational behavior, planning, and environmental psychology.